Shalom. Kol halalim la Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Hashai, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Hashai, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Hashai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the prophets of that body, shalom to 144,000, the greater multitude, the one-third, shalom. Shalom Babakar. Top of the morning to you. As the Irish Jakes would say, top of the morning. Okay. Those of you that know of George Reeves, the Superman show from the 1950s, even though I was born in the 70s, I remember watching this as a child. It would come on from time to time, usually on a Saturday morning. Saturday morning cartoons and stuff like that back in the 80s. And I remember seeing this guy. I wasn't too impressed. I thought, this guy doesn't even look muscular or anything. He didn't even look like a Superman. He looked like a regular Edomite, with a cape or a mantle on, faster than a speeding bullet, can leap over a building within a single bound and all that. But he was an Edomite. Now, even though, then you have, what was the other one? This guy, Christopher Reeve, the Superman from the 1978 movie when it first came out. Part 1, Part 2 with General Zod and all that. Yeah, that's him. Now, what do these guys have in common? All right, along with the same surname, but also they were cursed for trying to portray themselves off as, Israelites, and also to a certain degree, especially with Christopher Reeve, as a son of the Most High, because if you watch the first Superman, then you got Marlon Brando talking to him, in the Temple of Solitude before he, while he's 18 years old, and then by the time his father's done talking to him, 12 years have passed, because that's like a correlation, that's a connection with the scriptures, because one day to the Lord is 1,000 years, right? And obviously in the Lord's realm, time is fast. So that time on earthly terms, would be a certain period as well. So like when he was in the temple of one day to the Lord is 1,000 years, yeah, right? And so when he left the Temple of Solitude, 12 years had gone by. And Marlon Brando said, if you watch it, I've given my only son to be like kind of like a protector for the world or whatever. Like he's trying to portray himself as to be Yahushai, right? And ultimately, trying to portray themselves off as Israelites as well. And obviously, the Most High Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai is not going to be too pleased with it. And so they enjoyed stardom for a short while, and the only way these damn devils are going to have spiritual powers in movies and shows, right? They can wear mantles and capes in shows, all right, which is an Israelite custom. Okay, they can't wear it for real. Okay, they'll never be swole unless they take steroids. Jake doesn't need steroids. Okay, when I say Jake, I'm talking about the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. All right, you got Israelite men, especially Judah, tribe of Judah. When they're born, some of them, they're like 10, 12 years old. They haven't even lifted a weight or anything. They've already got six packs, muscle definition, and we're in these chains of darkness, So it goes to show that Jake is naturally like a superhero, all the tribes are like that, right? And Jake can do, leap high and dunk a ball and backflip and triple flip and, be like a Michael Jai White and be crazy at martial arts and, how it's so-called black man is and Hispanic and Native Indian man. The Native Indian man, the tribe of Gad, running faster than a horse. There are records of, Esau and, Jake seeing that, where they saw, the tribe of Gad running at the same speed as a horse, where you get that term horsepower from, and that's us, Jake is the, even Israelite man, because, as the scriptures say, when the Lord returns, the elect are going to be changed, and they'll do, you know, uh, they'll be like the Lord, Yahweh Shai, and so therefore, Superman is really talking about the Israelite man, because the Israelite man's going to be flying, the Israelite man's going to be shooting laser beams out of his eyes, the Israelite man is going to be, um, doing great things, the elect, the 144,000, right? But ultimately, um, our King Yahushai Hamashiach, he's the ultimate Superman. Okay, he is the Son of the Most High. Okay, he is all powerful. Okay, and these damn devils knew when they were making this movie that they are connecting it to um, the Israelites. All right, I hope I'm saying everything correctly. Yeah, they knew that they're making a movie out of, you know, doing comparison, getting using the scriptures to make this movie. Hence the reason um, they were, uh, using names like Kalel or Jor-El, right? Kalel means, yeah, Jor-El means he power, right? Or the power, yeah, like the Most High, right? And Kalel means all powerful, right? Or the vessel of God. And the Hebrew is Hebrew, like Kaliala, I believe. That's how you say Kalel in the Lashon Kodash. Okay, Kalel from Superman is often interpreted as having a Hebrew-like meaning due to the component El, which clearly signifies God in Hebrew, making it appear as if the name could be translated as vessel of God. All right, vessel of God. Okay, so this is the vessel of God, is it? Paraplegic. Okay, this is what you get, right, for messing around and trying to push yourself to do that. And ultimately, what these devils do is they use real life Edomites to play these particular roles. And a lot of them get cursed once they do this. That's why, you know, um, when Will Smith played Hancock, nothing major happened to him, like where, you know, he got into a crazy car accident or became a paraplegic or whatever. Why? Because Will Smith, even though he's a mole and he's foul, he's disgusting, he's an Israelite, right? Then you got also when that movie Passion of Christ was made, right? Um, some people say that guy's a Jake, the one who portrayed the Lord in the movie, even though he looks like an Edomite. But remember, when he was playing the Lord in the movie, he was struck by lightning. Okay, he dislocated his shoulders for real, and all that kind of thing. All these things happened to him when he was making the movie, so he was getting punished for even portraying the Lord. Okay, and Elder Apostle Tahar said through the Spirit that Spirit Pavi Havashim Hashai. Maybe that's why the Lord didn't kill him, the guy who played Passion of Christ in the movie 2004 movie, is simply because he's probably an Israelite foreigner. But even though he looks like an Edomite, he's probably an actual Israelite. That's why I believe sometimes they use, uh, Israelite foreigners to play the heathen in movies, like what's that movie with Django? They use Leonardo DiCaprio to play a slave master. All right, nothing, they use when nothing, when they use like an Israelite foreigner to play a slave master or something, or someone cruel in a movie, nothing, usually uh, major happens to them, you know, and they're usually okay, you know. Um, but like for example, if you look at the Superman from the show from the '90s, they had Dean Cain in it. If you remember that show, he looked like I believe he's Japanese and white. His father's a Japanese. I think, yeah, his mother's Japanese or his father's Japanese. Now, nothing happened to him either, as far as I know. He could be an Israelite foreigner. You just don't know. I'm just saying. But ultimately, these Edomites, right? Even with George Reeves, his cause of death was suicide. Okay, and the simple fact is, right, he died of a gunshot at the age of 45, right, which is a young, being 45 years. I mean, he died in 16th of June 1959 in California. And the 50s was a very, very prosperous time for the so-called white man. And it goes to show that even these damn devil, he started suffering pretty much, the same time, after making the Superman show, right? Because that show was out in the in the 50s, okay. And on top of that, he didn't get no work after this show, you know, because a lot of people probably just thought that okay, yeah, that's Superman, he can't really portray to be someone of a serious character in a kind of a different movie or whatever. He can't portray, he can't play a different kind of role in a movie, you know. And it was ultimately that as well, but ultimately the reason why his demise is because he was trying to pass himself off, as um, trying to pass himself off, indirectly as a Lord, Kalel, all powerful, you know, trying to pass himself off as also, this is my spiritual understanding, even as pass himself off as an Israelite, you know, wearing a cape, basically, insulting Jake, and the Lord made an example out of them, you know, made an example. His situation was the worst. The guy was a paraplegic, man. He was, this guy called himself the vessel of God. This damn devil. And on top of that, he, look at that. He fell from a horse as well. I'm paraphrasing a scripture, right? Um, I have seen servants upon horses, right? And who are the servants? These damn devils, these Edomites, they're servants. Okay, let's go to that scripture actually. I have seen servants upon horses, King James Version. Ecclesiastes 10 and 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Okay, that's why in the movie Django, they were outraged when they saw Django on a horse. But he's the actual prince. Okay, the so-called white man is a servant. Because remember, we're in a backward world. Everything's upside down right now. Good is evil, evil is good. All right. Ecclesiastes 10 and 7. I have seen servants upon horses, the so-called white man, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Okay, the so-called black man, native Indian man, Hispanic man. All right, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. The princes are the Israelites. All right, and this cracker, yeah, this damn devil. Okay, the Lord brought him down from his high horse, literally. All right, because number one, he's not an Israelite. He's called himself the vessel of God, Kalel. All right, wearing a mantle. Okay, and the only way these damn devils can have any kind of spiritual power is in a movie. They will never fly. They'll never be young forever. That's why they age like bananas, man. They age like milk. All right, they don't have that blessing or that gift. Okay, and what did the Lord do? Knock this crack off his horse, and he was paralyzed. Okay. Christopher Reeve was paralyzed from the neck down after a horse riding accident in '95. He used a wheelchair and a ventilator for the rest of his life. Damn devil. All right. Okay. I mean, in the let's go here for Second Kings. Let's go here. Second Kings 2. Second Kings 2 and Second Kings 2 and 2 and 11. Let's go here. And it came to pass as they still went on and talked of that and talked that, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. Okay, so Elijah went up in a whirlwind into heaven. Verse 12, and Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more. All right, because Elisha saw the chariots of the Lord, right? And he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in two pieces. Okay, and that's some strength as well, boy. The clothes are better at that time as well, well made. None of that polyester shit that we have today, whatever it is, chemically made stuff. You know, it was proper, good, decent garments. All right. Verse 13, and he took up also the mantle of Elijah that fell from him, and went back and stood by the bank of Jordan. All right. Now, what I'm trying to emphasize is the mantle. Okay. What is a mantle? Mantle, King James Version. What is it? Okay. A mantle is a loose garment or cloak worn over other clothing. It can also be used figuratively to mean a covering or concealing envelope. Images. Is a mantle a cape? There you go. Yes, a mantle is essentially considered a type of a cape. All right. All right, like that. See? Like that image there. All right. Now, if you see Superman, cape. See? Like that. It's a mantle. Edomites should not even be wearing that. It's not royal garments because they're not royal people. Okay? And then obviously, the spiritual power aspect. Obviously, we know in the times that we're in, the elect are going to get spiritual power because Esau's blessing is the weaponry. Okay, but his spiritual power, obviously, we know about Samson. We all know about Samson's strength and Samson's, slewing 1,000 Hamites, with a jawbone, with the jawbone of an ass, right? That's spiritual power, taking on 1,000 men. Okay, that's the power of the Lord, man, at the time. Let's go to King David. This is Psalm 18 and let's go to 18 and 29. For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my God, my power, I have. No, for by thee I have run through a troop, and by my God I have leaped over a wall. By my power I have leaped over a wall. That's spiritual power. Okay, so when they say Esau, Superman jumped over a building in a single bound. You know, Esau can't do that. That's not Esau's blessing, man. This is the Israelite man's blessing. All right, King David ran through a troop, fighting multiple men by himself with the spirit. Well, obviously with the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. And by my power I leaped over a wall. He leaped over a wall. Okay, can you imagine that? Leaping over a wall, and the walls back then, they were like 5-6 feet. They were like tall, man. Because people build like solid structures and foundations back then as well. And they were high to keep people out. As for God, as for the Most High, His way is perfect, and the word of the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in Him. Okay. For he is God, save the Lord, or who is a rock, save our God. It is God, it is the Most High, that girdeth me with strength, and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places. Okay, like leaping over walls, you know. Verse 34, he teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. What does that mean? Okay, somebody tried to hit King David with a metal bar or a metal bow, you know, it broke on his arm, man. That's how strong Yahweh Shai, made King David, blessed him with spiritual power. Okay, where his flesh was hit with metal or steel, and the steel was bent, leaping over walls, fighting a troop. What's a troop? A troop could be 30, 40, 100 men, you know? That's an example. By himself, that's spiritual power. Okay? See? That's what Esau tries to do. This is the reason why, if you look at it spiritually, okay, this is the reason why these guys, both of the Reeves, had a horrible demise. Okay, because they tried to push themselves off as, you know, um, especially if you watch the 1978 Superman movie, the way Marlon Brando was talking to him in the Temple of Solitude, plus being called Kal-El, all powerful. You're trying to say that, yeah, I'm Yahweh Shai, I'm the Lord, all right? And they're trying to push them, pass themselves off as Israelites as well, wearing mantles and capes, which is not for you heathens. That's why the Lord wasn't pleased with you damn devils. And hence the reason this guy had a horrible demise, especially in the high time of America as well, 1959. America was doing well, boy. You know, plenty of opportunities for the so-called white man to have a so-called happy life, man, happy days. You know what I mean? All that Richie Cunningham shit. They could have had all that. But this motherfucker just went kaput. You know, he's finished. Then you got Christopher Reeve, you know, his cripple ass in a wheelchair for messing around, calling himself, you know, all powerful, the vessel of God. You know, the Lord wasn't with it. You know, as Apostle Gabar would say, Superman should have been played by a so-called black man. Okay, it should have been played by a so-called black man. And let's just say hypothetically, if it was played by a so-called black man, right? I would say more than likely that so-called black man wouldn't have died. Why? Because that so-called black man is an Israelite. You know. All right. I just wanted to sort of touch on this. You know, the curse of trying to push yourself off. You know, especially you heathens who are not Israelites, trying to pass yourself off as, you know, uh, super or royal type characters. You know, which is not your domain, which is not your area. You're not supposed to be, you know, doing these things. All right, you're heathens, you're slaves that are just walking and running loose for the short duration you have your rulership, and you'll be in subjection soon. All right, like I mentioned again, the only way you Edomites and heathens can have, you know, push yourself off as flying and doing miraculous things is only in movies. Okay, it's make believe. All right, but for the Israelite man, the elect man, and number one, first and foremost, when our Lord Yahweh Shai returns, Barak Yahweh Shemel Shai, right? He's um, the real Superman, okay, if you want to put it that way. He's a real all powerful, okay, the Most High Yahweh, okay. He exists, right? Meaning he exists, all right. He's the real He power, okay, okay. And then Yahweh Shai is the real all powerful, the vessel of the Most High, because he's the only begotten Son, okay. And the rest of the Israelite, the elect men, right? The 144 are gonna be like mini Most Highs, all right, if I can say it that way. Abaratazar said it right, you know, I'm saying in a humble way as well, the right way. I don't want to say incorrect, you know. And you know, this is the reason why these things happen to George Reeves and Christopher Reeves. All right. goes to show that you damn devils can't play. All right, I'm going to leave it there now. It's 4:54 in the AM. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash.